Hi guys, it's Brittany Lake. I am just tuning in here today. This is my first live within the Manifestation Babe group, so thanks for watching. I know New Year's is coming around and everyone's got lots of weight loss goals that they're thinking about. And I wanted to make a video before New Year's happened and you start these goals because there are better ways to lose weight than you've probably tried in the past. And I've recently gone through my own incredible weight loss journey this year of losing close to 70 pounds this year. And it's the first time in my life I've been able to lose this amount of weight and keep it off. And I have done it all without restrictive, soul-sucking diet plans and excessive exercise routines. So I wanted to jump on and give you guys some free tips for my intuitive weight loss program. So intuitive weight loss is learning how to lose weight eating intuitively. It's about getting back in tune to your body's natural weight management system because, believe it or not, your body actually knows how to lose weight. I know that sounds crazy, but it does. I promise you it does. And what's happened is the dieting industry has really taken over and mixed everything up and made it very confusing. And the first thing we learn when we start a traditional diet or restrictive plan is to stop listening to our bodies. Stop relying on our own internal cues to tell us when and how much to eat. And intuitive weight loss is about getting rid of all of the other diet plans out there and diet rules and just focusing internally, focusing on the physical sensations of your stomach. So if you get to become a master at listening to the internal physical cues that your stomach is giving you, you can actually eat whatever you want and lose weight and maintain your body's ideal weight. And that's exactly what I've done, you guys. I've tried half a dozen diets in my life and they've all ended miserably. And I have always regained the weight that I lost and more instantly. I've never been able to keep the weight off longer than a couple weeks. And my worst weight loss failure was 7 years ago when I tried the HCG diet, and I was so unstable after that diet. I had such a hard struggle because of the restriction and deprivation. That amount of stress that caused me, it was really hard. And I had to even go into counseling after that. A diet, a healthy eating plan should never put you into counseling, okay? That tells you right there that something is wrong. And every diet plan out there will tell you that there is science behind this and that. I've never done a diet plan that wasn't backed by science and research, right? So yes, there are lots of ways the body can lose weight, but those ways are often forcing the body to lose weight in unnatural ways. Intuitive weight loss is about learning how to get in tune with your body and its natural weight management system, the way your body was designed to manage its weight. So before you start on your next weight loss journey, consider this, that your body actually knows how to lose weight, and start trusting in it. Start waiting until your stomach empties out and you feel a slight discomfort in the stomach area. This is a physical sensation, a true hunger signal. We don't want to bypass that because that starts to slow down the metabolism. But once you feel that first sign of my stomach is emptying out and now there's a slight churn or growl sensation in the stomach, that's what you're looking for. That's your green light to then eat your meal for the time period. And a meal should only sustain you for a couple of hours, not an entire day. So you really only need to eat until you're politely full. And polite fullness is that first sign of feeling no longer empty in the stomach. At that point, you get kind of a rush of energy, you feel refreshed, and you may or may not be reaching satisfaction mentally yet if you have food addiction and emotional eating habits like I did. But over time, the more you act on that and stopping at that point, your body will catch up and you will be able to get satisfied eating that way. And it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of leap of faith to know when to stop eating. But a good rule that I've seen is that if a meal sustains you for 3 to 6 hours, that's really good. That means you're eating the right amount of quantity of food for you. If you're noticing that your next hunger cue or growl sensation in the stomach doesn't come until like 8 to 12 hours later, that's a good indication that you're still eating too much food and your body just can't metabolize that fast enough. So we all have different metabolisms, right? My husband can eat twice as much as me, and we're about the same height and weight, and that's fine. If you have a slow metabolism, that doesn't mean that you are completely broken and you're not able to lose weight. It just means that you get full off of less food and stay fuller longer because your body takes a long time to process through that energy, and you don't need as much energy as the next person. So I eat less than my husband, and that's how I'm able to maintain. And over time, it feels really great to eat this way. At the beginning, I had to break through my own food addiction habits, which was not pretty. But once I started using energy healing to help me, I was able to get ahead of this issue so much faster. So my combined approach is helping myself and my clients break through these emotional eating habits using energy healing, getting down to the core of why we're overeating and why we're turning to food and eating past our body's required amount for the day. Getting to the root of that and clearing that energetically has been hugely beneficial for myself. It's what's allowed me to continue onward in this process, and I've become one of those lucky people who can eat whatever they want and still manage their weight. And I think that's the goal for everybody. It's not always genetic. Sometimes we're just missing a piece of this understanding, and that is because we're not really taught this knowledge anymore, to listen to our bodies. From the time you were little, you were probably taught to clean your plate, or you were probably taught that fat kids don't get dessert. Right, things like that. And that really messes with us in our subconscious, and it triggers these deprivation triggers within the fight or flight mode in the brain. And those can all lead to binging and overeating issues. So that's why we've gotten so out of tune with our body. So start today and start listening to your stomach. It's a physical sensation, okay? Not a mental and emotional one. So pay attention to that and start today by listening to your body, because it does know how to lose weight, and it will help you if you honor those subtle cues of hunger and polite fullness. Okay, so that's intuitive weight loss and some free tips for you guys. I'm gonna pick some volunteers today to do an energy clearing. I'll be demoing Emotion Code. There's a great book on that by Dr. Bradley Nelson you can get if you want to learn more about this. Dr. Bradley Nelson, so awesome. I'm certified Emotion Code, Body Code, and Body Talk practitioner and hypnotherapist, and that's what's really been so helpful for me and my clients. So let's go ahead and pick some volunteers. Okay, I'm gonna muscle test to see who in this live video today needs help the most, and I'll just go through there. So muscle testing looks like this. There's lots of different ways to do it. And what that does is it gives me a yes or no signal by a relaxed muscle or a strong muscle. And that will tell me, what it does is it helps me communicate to my energy body and to the next person's energy body. So I'll be tuning into you, asking if I have permission using muscle testing to tune into your energy body and see what's going on and see what is the biggest imbalance that's interfering with your weight loss success. That's really what I'm going to be doing today, and muscle testing helps me find that out. Now, what you can't see on your end is my computer screen, which has lots of different emotion code charts on here. So I'll be muscle testing through these emotion charts to see what trapped emotion of negative energy is stuck in your body that is interfering with your body's ability to release the weight as it should, or to continue on with your weight loss goals. A lot of times it is a mental limiting belief too, and there's so much we can do here. But for the sake of today's demo, it's easiest just to pick from trapped emotions to clear. So there's a lot there, but I'll make it simple for you guys. So there's that. Let me pull up my charts and then I'll get ready to pick somebody. Okay. Let's see, who needs an energy cleared the most? Samantha McKay. I don't have an age for you, Samantha, so that makes it difficult to tune into you. If you can quickly hurry and give me your age, that way I can continue working on you. If not, I'll have to skip over to the next person. I'll give you a second to do that. Samantha, you're 28. Thank you for getting back to me so quickly. Okay, Samantha, you're dealing with emotional binge eating if I feel deprived all the time. Oh, Samantha, I'm sorry to hear that, but this is great news for you because this is exactly what I help people do. And emotional eating, binge eating, yeah, when we feel deprived because of restrictive diets, it is always going to trigger an overeating episode at some point. That's why it's so important to not go on restrictive diets, especially if you know that about yourself, Samantha. So commit today to end all diet rules and get rid of forbidden food lists, because having a food list that you're like, no, I'm never going to consume these are bad, these are evil. If you have one of those lists going on in your mind, it gives it this hyper sense of sex appeal to it, where you want it even more because now it's forbidden. So it's a mind game here, Samantha. So if you feel deprived, let's figure out why you're feeling deprived. So never bypass that hunger feeling. Don't like stretch that out too long, right? That's not healthy. But eat at the first sign of true hunger, which is when your stomach is empty and when you feel a slight discomfort there. That's when you need to start eating, and allow yourself permission to eat whatever your taste buds are craving. Whatever sounds tastiest to you, that's what you need to eat. And over time, you'll crave a wider variety of food groups, but at the beginning you might notice you'll eat things that are more comforting to you, and that's okay. You'll still lose weight that way, and over time you'll break down those the sex appeal around those foods, and you'll notice it'll come a lot easier to you, and you'll greatly lower your level of deprivation, and you'll be able to lose weight without getting deprived. So Samantha, that's a lot. Let's see what trapped emotion is causing you to emotional binge or to feel deprived all the time. Okay, Samantha, I'm tuning into you. I'm going to start muscle testing. Do I have permission to muscle test as proxy for Samantha McKay, age 28? I've got a clear yes, Samantha. I'm now tuned into your body, your energy system anyway. And I'm going to ask your energy system, what is the biggest trapped emotion contributing to this issue? Samantha, is this a trapped emotion? Samantha, I'm getting the trapped emotion grief coming up. Let me get an age for you first. Trapped emotion grief. This is more recent. This is around age 28, Samantha. So leave a comment and let me know how that resonates with you. Is there a current situation going on, or this past year where you felt grief? Grief can be the loss of a loved one. It can be the loss of a lifestyle or of an opportunity that you missed out on. Anything like that. How does that relate to you, Samantha? While you are typing that, I'm going to tune in and see where this negative trapped energy of grief is stored inside your energy body. Samantha, where's that trapped emotion grief age 28 stored? Is it stored a body part? Samantha, this trapped emotion of grief is stored in the fat cells. So that's not good. We don't ever want trapped emotional baggage stored in the fat cells, because that may cause the body to hang on to fat reserves when it wants to let that go. I'm going to see if you commented. Actually, I'm going to clear this first just so I don't get ahead of myself. And then I'm going to scroll down to see if you've commented and see how that relates to you. Samantha, take a big breath in. We are releasing the trapped emotion grief, age 28, from the fat cells. Just big breath in. That's all you need to do. Big breath in. Okay. Let me explain what I just did there too. Okay, so we successfully cleared that. I double checked using muscle testing. I'm using a magnet down the governing meridian of the body. This is how I clear trapped emotional baggage after I've identified what the emotion is and what age and where it is in the body. Once I have that intention to clear it, I use this magnet down the governing meridian to help cancel out this negative energy. And since it's we're using the governing meridian, it connects to a lot of other meridians in the body, and we literally pull out that negative energy and it's gone. So Samantha, that's completely gone now. Let me see if you were able to leave a comment. Samantha, you said losing my animal a couple of years ago was really hard for me, and my whole lifestyle has changed since becoming a mommy. Oh yeah, that would definitely contribute to this issue. So thank you so much for tuning in and giving us more info on that. Happy healing, Samantha. Everybody give her some hearts and likes and let her know that you wish her well and happy healing. And I'm going to pick the next person. Okay, who's next? Who needs the most help in today's live video? Remember, you guys, I need you to comment with your age and what your biggest struggle is. If you don't give me an age, I have to skip over you because I won't be able to tune into you if I don't get an age. Okay. Okay, Lori, age 42. You're talking about having issues with sugar and binging with stress. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So Lori, let's tune into you. I'm going to muscle test. Do I have permission to muscle test as proxy for Lori, age 42? Yes. So Lori, I've made a connection now with your energy body, and I'm just going to check to see what trapped emotional baggage is contributing to this issue. You might have lots in there, but for today's session or today's video, we're just going to clear one to help shift some things for you to empower you with more help here. So Lori, what is the biggest trapped emotion that is contributing to binging with sugar and when you're stressed? Lori, I'm getting the trapped emotion panic coming up. Let me get an age for you. Lori, I'm getting this is from age 42, so this might be more recent or within the last year. A trapped emotion of panic. Do you know why that's coming up? I'd love to hear more about that if you feel like that correlates with a specific event this past year or a current event. That would be really helpful to know. So go ahead and leave a comment. While you're commenting on that quickly, I'm going to check to see where this trapped emotion is stored in your energy body, so that way we can clear it. Lori, we've got a trapped emotion of panic, age 42. Is this stored in an organ, an endocrine, a body part? Okay. Lori, this is also being stored in your fat cells. So that makes a lot of sense. Well, that's why that's a struggle too. So let me see if you were able to give us any more information here. It's always fun to see how it correlates. Okay, I don't see you yet, so I'm going to go ahead and clear this from you, Lori. Lori, we're releasing the trapped emotion panic, age 42, from the fat cells. Big breath in, Lori. That's all you need to do. I'm doing everything else for you. Okay. Do we successfully clear that? Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Lori. Hopefully we'll get to hear your comments soon if you're still watching. And in the meantime, I'm going to go on to the next person. I'm picking by random using muscle testing to see who would benefit most from an energy clearing today to assist with their weight loss goals. Okay, let's see here. Who is next? Stephanie Rogers, age 31. You're the next one coming up. So Stephanie, you said emotional eating due to grief. Oh, I'm so sorry. That can be really hard, and grief is such an intense emotion that makes it really hard because it's so easy to use overeating as a coping skill to self-medicate that grief. So let's go ahead and tune into you and figure out what's the biggest trap to balance and where it is and begin clearing that for you. Okay, Stephanie? Stephanie, do I have permission to muscle test as proxy for you, age 31? Yes. Stephanie, I've made a connection to your energy system now. Stephanie, what's the biggest imbalance contributing to emotional eating due to grief? Okay, the trapped emotion is grief. No surprise there. Let's see what age is coming up, Stephanie. Age 31. Now, Stephanie, let's see where this is trapped in the body. Is this trapped emotion of grief stored in an organ, a body part? Stephanie, this trapped emotion of grief is also in the fat cells. Everyone so far in the group today, it has had trapped emotional baggage stored in the fat cells, and that's not abnormal. That is very common, especially if you have issues with weight. You start storing emotional baggage there, and your weight becomes a part of the problem. Because it's so emotionally tied to what's going on in your life. So we need to clear out all the emotional baggage within the fat cells to help lighten that load there. We want to really heal from the thin side out. So as you're working and following your body's natural hunger and fullness cues to lose weight and get back down to your body's happy weight, you also need to energetically lighten your energy body. Free that up of all the emotional trapped baggage that you're carrying around, because all that baggage is what's contributing to your emotional overeating issues, and that's the underlying cause behind why weight is often such an issue. So Stephanie, trapped emotion, grief in the fat cells. Let's go ahead and clear that. Stephanie, take a big breath in. Very good. Stephanie, did we successfully clear that? I'm getting a yes. Thank you, Stephanie. Everybody give her some hearts and likes. Let her know that you wish her well and happy healing. And I'm so sorry you're grieving right now, but I'm really glad that we were able to clear some of that today to help you shift some more. Okay, you guys, I'm going to do one more volunteer. This is where everybody's energetically saying, me, me, me. But hold on a second. I'm going to muscle test to see who needs a session the most in today's video here, or a clearing. A session I usually release around a dozen to do 2 dozen imbalances like this. Today you're just seeing one. Let's see. Katina, age 45, you're the next one up. You said, feeling deep down, I don't deserve to be skinny. That is so huge, Katina, and I'm glad you're in this group because Catherine talks a lot about manifesting, and everything she talks about manifesting with money, you can apply to your weight loss journey. I've actually learned so much from her that's assisted my weight loss journey in coming up with my own formula for manifesting weight loss. So this is great because you manifest what you believe to be true about yourself. So if you feel, of course, that you don't deserve to be skinny, you're going to never be able to really make those goals happen. So that's really where we need to start, and I'm so glad that you're going to be our next volunteer here, because I want to help you shift that a little bit for you. There's a lot of emotional baggage that's contributing and feeding into these limiting beliefs. So Katina, let me muscle test. Do I have permission to muscle test as proxy for Katina, age 45? I'm getting a clear yes now, Katina. I am tuning into you and your energy system, and now I'm going to muscle test to see what trapped emotion is interfering with your ability to believe you deserve to be skinny, okay? Katina, let's see here. Katina, I'm getting a trapped emotion of feeling hopelessness. Does that make sense to you? Let me get an age for that and see where that's trapped in the body, and then you can maybe give us some more insights as to why that's coming up. Okay, so this trapped emotion of hopelessness, Katina, you are how old? Age 45. So let's see. So this trapped emotion of hopelessness from ages... This is from age 43, Katina. Hopelessness, age 43. Is this stored in an organ, an endocrine, a body part? This trapped emotion of hopelessness is stored in the brain, Katina. Let me see if I need to go more specific into the brain. I'm getting a yes. I'm going to pull up my brain chart over here to get more specific into an area of the brain that this trapped emotion is stored in, so that way we can be more successful at clearing it. Okay. This is trapped emotion over here. Okay, so Katina, this trapped emotion of hopelessness, age 43, is stored in the amygdala gland in the brain. The amygdala gland in the brain is your fight or flight response. And when that is elevated, it can cause a lot of issues, especially around anxiety and in getting into that fight or flight mode, a higher stress mode, which is very common if you use food to self-medicate to deal with that heightened sense of fight or flight mode. So Katina, I'm really glad we're going to clear that from that to help calm you down a little bit. And hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about your situation too. So I'm going to go ahead and release that before I get distracted. Katina, we are releasing the trapped emotion, hopelessness, age 43, from the amygdala gland. Big breath in. Katina, did we successfully clear that? I'm getting a yes. Okay, so let's see if Katina commented, you guys. Let's see what she said. Katina said, I have panic attack issues. Okay, so that makes perfect sense why that's coming up, because the amygdala was activated there with that trapped emotional baggage. Anytime we don't fully heal and process an emotion thoroughly, we end up stuffing it down and storing it as negative energy in the body. And we don't want any excess negative energy weighing down our energy field, because that can contribute to a lot of issues, especially weight gain and addictive like tendencies, like turning to food to cope with this new stressful situation, and it really lowers our vibe. So I'm really glad I was able to come on and help you with that today. That was it, you guys. I won't be taking any more volunteers, but I hope you enjoyed my free intuitive weight loss tips and that you highly consider trying this out before trying any really restrictive diets that might trigger your deprivation mode, which will backfire. And that's what happened to me. That's the only reason why I say that. You know what's best for you when it comes to your body and your weight. So pay attention to what your higher self is telling you. If a certain weight loss plan doesn't feel right and you know it's not good for you, even though the science is there and it worked for your friend, focus on you and sit with that and see how that feels intuitively. And if you're getting that it's not good, then try eating more intuitively and really waiting for your body to give you that signal it's ready to eat. Don't just eat because it's lunchtime. Don't just eat because it's breakfast time. Eat when your stomach is ready for food. And when we have excess fat on the body really wants an opportunity to eat that up, but it can't if we're eating when we're not hungry, because then it's always overly taxed with this extra food it's trying to eat up, instead of eat up the fat reserves. And never bypass that first level of true hunger, because you will start slowing down the metabolism at that point, and it's much easier to trigger deprivation if you reach that point. So there's a lot to know, even though the rules are really simple, but keep practicing. You'll get the hang of it, and be kind to yourself and really work on that emotional baggage part of yourself. Start today by thinking better thoughts and really working through those limiting belief systems, because what you believe is what you will attract into your life. So start rewriting the story in 2018. Write yourself a totally different story about your body and about your weight. Instead of always believing that your body's incapable of letting the weight go, tell yourself that it is, that your body's smart and it knows how to lose the weight. And tell yourself that you can listen to your body and you can wait and honor your hunger cues when you are ready for food. And start saying nice things to yourself, because your body is the only one you get in this life. And it wants to shine for you, but you first have to be good to it and honor your body's physical cues. You guys have a great New Year's, and I wish you all the best in 2018. I might come on again in the future, so check me out then, and you guys have a great day. Bye.